give it an joyous experience to the customers and the employees, So what we found here, I'm trying to say here is that we try to bring the maximum sunlight and give sitting space in such a way that we bring the outdoors in. Generally, what happens is that if you most of the urban houses now have got so much dingy and that light that we don't enjoy the spaces. So we try and give such a way that bring in maximum light, and it boosts up the energy. You are always fresh in the morning when you are in these spaces. So here what we have done is, this is a house that was done before the COVID. So we had provided a jali partition with a traditional jali partition, and here what is the highlight is that it retained privacy from the indoors. And in the left, if you see, we have created certain places where this cabinet where it's called a mojus, which stores the deliverables. And here the lady of the house is they can just put the coupons and take the milk bags, deliveries, and that all. So this worked very well during the COVID, and it was a great feature. So that is my own house. Here we tried to done some fusion work. This is having the modern and the traditional elements that we have tried to segregate. What we have done is that we have tried to give a Jaroka kind of sitting, still maintaining some privacy from the TV area and that all, the living area, the daily living. Here we have, given a flexible space. Here, what we found that most of the employees here don't get good space for recreation. The spaces that they are only that 9 to 5 work time only, or 7. So this was a IT office which worked round the clock. So here we gave certain spaces that if you see that somewhere that we gave stages and that all, that was great for having cup of tea and that all, and enjoying the spaces. So here we have given this is for a ex-RkCian Prashant Popat. We did his IT office here in Ahmedabad. So here we gave cool colors, and we highlighted that in such a way that they enjoy the working hours in this space. These are some of the dining restaurant. There are themed restaurants that have been done from our firm. So that is a healthcare project. That's an eye hospital done by us. Here we try and bring in some concrete and some work that highlights the spaces. These are some of the publications that have been like our projects have been featured in Inside Outside. This is a modern house in India that is an international coffee table book. So here, our house also has been published in this.
Kunal, I am so sorry, but if you can wrap it up in a minute or so.
Yes, I will. Sure. So this is another publication. So these are some of the testimonials given to us by our clients. These are a few of the corporate works that we have done. So we've done for Philips Healthcare, GE Healthcare, TGB, then Naruto. So we have done work for Japanese company as well, Toyota Phones. So again, I would say that we design spaces you aspire. And I am so grateful, so thankful to all the ORABN committee and for giving me this chance to present my work. This is a short presentation because of time, sorry, but you can please follow up us on Kunal and Dipali Associates at Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Kunal. A beautiful area of projects. I mean, you've gone places and you're doing places. One thing I would note from here is that Kunal is already taking an advantage or getting an advantage of being in a business network, though it was, Prashant Popat and Bapu, Bhupendra Singh Champawat, all these people have known him, and that network, but easy, the bonding becomes much easier, the trust factor comes very easily when there are friends involved in a network. So this is the point that I try to make it at every meeting, and that is when we know our culture, we are all from the same culture, we are all from the same brotherhood, and this is what is reflected here. Fantastic, Kunal. Congratulations to you and Dipali both. I
Thank
think
you. Thank you.
you should have had her by your side right now, but never mind in the next meeting.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Now I want to invite Kailash Bhai. Kailash Asher, who one of the softest spoken person that I know, but still a trainer, a corporate trainer, and someone who is so well versed with so many aspects of corporate world. Uh, Kailash bhai,
Yeah.
before I show the light to sun, please go ahead.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll start. Shall I start? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Good morning, friends. Happy morning to all. This is Kailash Asher, an RkCian from 1968 to 77. I passed out from my 10th in 77. And I'd just like to share two interesting facts about our batch. First of the fact is that our batch was the first batch which transitioned from ICSE curriculum to CBSE curriculum, due to which we had to spend 1.5 years in 9th standard. The second fact is that from our batch, uh, the school started admitting government scholars. So these are two very interesting facts. And some of my batchmates' names I would like to share is Suren Vakil, Kiran Wadhwana, Naveen Wadalia, Ajay Mandalia, Atul Bhammar, Ashwin Patel, so on and so forth. Right. As a professional, I am a thought leader, practicing thought leader from Deep Training and Consultancy. And what we do is we ignite the flame of thoughts in three verticals, that is quality systems, productivity improvements, and soft skills through training and consultancy. I am a qualified dairy technologist, certified trainer facilitator, certified learning development manager, certified psychometric test professional, a happiness coach. And our mission is to hope, that is helping others pursue excellence and create ideas, that is individuals dedicated to excellence and achievements through training and consultancy. As you can see, our products and services. I'm also associated with a number of associations, and I'm a life member with Indian Dairy Association, Association of Food Scientists Technologists, Quality Circle Forum of India. Well, I am in the process of connecting our Mr. Chandramouli Pandya to Indian Dairy Association as a speaker for their forthcoming conference in December. Likewise, I would suggest that if any member is interested to get connected, please do connect with me and I will do the needful. As I said, we have three verticals, quality systems, productivity improvements, and soft skills. And these are some of our popular trainings in those areas. And training is provided in the following languages: English, Hindi, Gujarati, and Marathi. And this enables me to provide trainings to all levels. That is from the blue-collared shop floor to the white-collared top floor. These are some of our clients from varied industries: engineering, food, pharma, IT, electrical, construction, associations, cooperative dairies, floriculture, and plastic industry, so on and so forth. This is a testimonial that I have received from one of my clients. I would just like you to listen to this.
There's no volume.
There's no audio, sir.
No audio.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. We'll skip that because I have here. I'm able to hear. It's unfortunate you are not able to hear. So these are some of the other testimonials. Okay. And the one on the right is quite comprehensive. If you can quickly go through that, all right. These are some of the accolades, recognitions that I have received. The one on the center top, this is from the National Center for Quality Management for my contribution to industry for quality management. And the rest others are from the Indian Merchants Chamber, Ramkrishna Bajaj National Quality Award Trust for my contribution as a senior examiner for the years as that is mentioned over there. These are some of the pictures and of my trainings, right from shop floor to top floor, you can see. One interesting picture over here is just above the flame, where I am receiving a memento from none other than Pradeep Chona, the CMD of Hamur Ice Cream. And incidentally, he also happens to be an RkCian. Now, during this time, neither of us were aware that we come from the same alma mater, you know. So that is very interesting. And I will be visiting him soon and letting him know that. Now, these are some of the people I would like to get connected to. So if any one of us has any connections and would request them to please connect me with me. Mr. Baiju S. Mehta, who is an MD of Das Pendawala Goods from Bhavnagar. Mr. Vishal Vora, Director Catalyst Packaging Technologies from Vadodara. And Mr. Mayur Patel, who is the CEO of Proflex from Ahmedabad. Thank you, friends. That's all from my side. We ignite the flame of thoughts. Thank you.
That was fantastic. Congratulations, Kailash Bhai, for all these accolades and your contribution. One thing I did not know is you are also a certified psychometric test, facilitator. Yes. So this is one place where I'm going to utilize your services. For others, I don't know. But well, gentlemen, that is Kailash Asher for you. And now I will hand over the baton to Chandramouli for introducing us to the next speaker.
Thank you, Hiren Bhai. It's a pleasure. And as all you mentioned, right, Kailash Bhai is one of the more soft-spoken people, right? He is very
Your frame is frozen, Chandramouli. I think there's some network glitch at Chandramauli's end. And I am very happy when this happens to the techies. At least it tells me I am not as bad.
No, but one can never depend on technical. It can reach you at the best of the time or the most required time.
Yes, it can be a struggle at times, right? So, yeah. Sorry, and I think I hope you guys can hear me now.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So, as I was saying, right, let's kick off the highlight of today's session, right, which is our lecture by Animesh Bhatt on the topic of communication and negotiation, right? These are two things that all of us want and do all the time, right? Whether it is with others, right? Or whether it is a simple negotiation like getting up in the morning to watch this live stream and have an interaction. It's always a negotiation, and we are communicating with people. How well we communicate, right, determines how well are we able to get our point across to the other people, right? And that is how well they'll understand us. So this is a skill some are born with, right? As we say, gift of gab. Some need to learn it, right? And I'm sure everybody needs to fine tune it. So I'll not get too much into it. I'll hand over to Animesh Bhatt, who is a TEDx speaker, right? He is a master storyteller himself, right? And beyond his accolades, he is also a family man and a green thumb. I know he is a great agriculturist on his small terrace farm, I would say, right? So he's done wonders with that too. And I'll let him give a more better introduction to himself and then take the session on. Over to you, Animesh Bhai, and thank you so much for helping us and facilitating this session today.
My pleasure, Chandramouli. Thank you very much for having me over here. I can see that there are trainers here and architects and everybody who speaks so well, especially coming from RkC. I'm not surprised. I have studied in Rajkot for a few years as well in St. Mary's, so I'm very well aware of RkC, its reputation, and what it stands for. Ayaz Khan is a family friend, and there was a lady by the name Mrs. Bharucha who used to be there. Her daughter Farzana used to be my sister's classmate. So I know I used to visit RkC very often. Anyway, let's get down to the topic. You know what? I have been in the marketing and communication field for the last about 25, 30 years, having had the pleasure of working with companies like Tata's, as well as the last 25 years with the Times of India Group. And that's where we were asking everybody to, I was in the advertising department. So therefore, it was all about communication and marketing all the time. Always asking people that you need to communicate to get your business. You need to communicate to do your business well. And it was working wonders. We were talking about print advertisements. We were talking about radio. We were talking about hoardings. We were talking about leaflets. We were talking about a lot of things. And it was brilliant. Everybody was doing very well. The last few years, we came across some problems. And the problems were people were saying everybody is doing the same thing. Everybody needs to advertise. And we are also advertising. But when you ask people as to how are you getting your business, what is the source of your footfall, what is it that is happening? One of the things that was coming across very, very strongly was that our word of mouth is very good. You know, our services are getting us more services. People who have experienced us are coming back to us. So on one side, everybody's advertising, saying that advertisements is important. The other side, people are saying that our word of mouth is very good. It so happened that about 3-4 years back, I retired from Times of India. I prefer to call myself as having school thi graduate thaiye che, to pachi college thi graduate thaiye che, so I graduated from Times of India. So when I graduated from there, my wife and I decided that we need to do something. What are you planning to do now? I said, I don't know. I don't know anything other than advertising. I don't know anything other than communication. But if I were to get into advertising again, I'm going to become just another advertising agency. And that's something that I don't want to do, because I've been with advertising agencies all my life and for such a long time. Everybody knows me. I know everybody. I don't want to get into competition with that. So we went on a road trip. Took us 63 days to come back from home. It was an unplanned road trip that we just went off to. And it was very nice. 8,300 kilometers of looking at the south of India. And a lot of time to think, because you're driving the car and there's maybe music going on or quiet, and you're looking around and there's lots of time to think. And the thought that kept going on and on and on and on and on is that everybody is talking about word of mouth. Everybody is saying my word of mouth is getting me business. My service is what is doing me very well. Everybody is saying that I need to advertise. Everybody is saying that I need to communicate. Everybody is saying that we need to reach out. I was not getting answers other than an advertising agencies. And that is something that I did not want to do. On the way back to the last leg, when we were driving from Pune to Baroda back again, I said, if everybody is talking about word of mouth, and if everybody is talking about my services are doing what needs to be done, then the question that needs to be asked is, what are you doing about it? What are you doing about your services? Giving good services, giving good quality, everybody is doing that. But what are you doing as far as your communication to proactively doing for your communication for your improving your word of mouth? For instance, I just heard Mr. Kunal, the architect, talking about these wonderful things, publications happening, beautiful presentations made by everybody. My question is, I had an architect friend who was talking to me about this. He says, what can I do? I said, in today's world, you don't need to go to meet the client personally. You have technology to do so many things. Why don't you do something to improve the services with your existing customers to help improve your word of mouth? And how do you do that? I'm a spiritual guy, so I believe in the scriptures and all that. And they say that when you give, you will get. So what do you give? For instance, after a home or an office is finished, how about after a week, sending a pre-designed something on WhatsApp to your client, saying that I hope everything is going fine. Okay, let me give you an example that I experienced. You know, when I talked to one of my clients who was into FMCG products, selling refrigerators. 2 months after a person has bought a refrigerator, there is an automated WhatsApp that goes to the lady of that particular house, which says that it's time for you to clean your refrigerator. This is the name of your refrigerator. This is this thing. Please click on this particular link where you go to a YouTube place where it teaches you in 10 minutes how to clean your refrigerator. The viewership of that particular YouTube increased crazy after this guy started doing this. And that lady got bragging points to tell her friends how to clean a refrigerator. This guy also sold television sets. So after somebody bought a smart television of his, and that guy came and explained everything about the television and how to use it and how not to use it. We all know that we listen to everything, and at the end of it, we are on OTT, YouTube, and that's about it. We don't look at anything else, and we are happy with it. 15 days later, one small 30-second WhatsApp that comes and says, you can also do this with your television. I see that, and I say, oh my God, I can do this too? Wow. I got bragging points, and I in the background, I'm getting information about that particular guy. I feel good about the guy who has said it to me, and I go and talk in the evening with my friends saying that, you know, our TV can do this, your TV can do this, why don't you do this? I look smarter, I'm happier, I'm more knowledgeable, and I remember that guy. There's an ophthalmologist who, before the rainy season, sent to all his patients a 30-second video saying that conjunctivitis is around the corner. These are the small things that you need to take care to not get conjunctivitis. Imagine the amount of forwards that that particular video must have got, and everybody would have known that this is the doctor who's saying it. The doctor's not saying, come to me. The doctor's not saying, I'm giving you 10% off. The doctor's saying, take care. And he's selling it to his patients. How about the doctor sending a message to me saying that your dad has got a cataract operation done. It's been 4 days since it's happened. If his eyes look like this, and this, 3 pictures, then you need to contact me. Give me a call. I'll speak to you, or send me a message. I'll call you back between this time and this time. Next time my friend's father is getting a cataract operation done, I'm going to forward this to him and say, look, if he's this, you speak to your doctor. But it is this doctor who gets the promotion, this doctor who gets the branding behind. Now, these are this 1 or 2 or 3 small examples that I'm giving, which says that how do you reach out to people? For instance, I've got Mr. Kailash Bhai over here who is a trainer, so a corporate trainer. I don't know what I can train you or talk to you about. But how about having the whole database, the mobile numbers of every Somebody who has attended your session and who's touched your feet and said, thank you very much for so many things. And after the training, you spend sending small clips or small information which is adding value to them, which is not intrusive, which is on the subject that you've already talked to them about. And these are predefined. And you're not going to meet them. Imagine the forwards you're going to get. Imagine the word of mouth that is going to spread because of that. Like I've been saying to a lot of people that information is free nowadays. Everybody gets everything on the internet and they aggregate it and deliver it or talk about it. So information is free. So we should also do the same thing. Let information go which people are not giving. Consultancy can be charged. And consultancy would be charged very heavily. Information free, consultation charged. That's the future, because all information is available on the. I mean, have haldi to improve your health, free information. But you got a pain in this particular spot, you need consultancy. For that, I will charge you. You know, that's the way it works. I mean, how about an architect sending a message to his clients or residential clients saying that it's been 3 months since you have moved into your place. I would like to visit next week, sometime during this particular time, to have a look around what is happening. And he goes and he checks all the plumbing. Maybe there's nothing wrong with the plumbing. And 6 months later or a year later, it is his man who goes. Or there is a message which is sent that if you have any issues with anything, please send me a message on this number. We will take care of it. And I ask my plumber to go. I'm not doing personally. I'm just sending messages. Imagine everybody who goes into that office and new house, everybody's asking, who's designed this? Who's done it? Now they've got something else to talk about, which others don't. The point I'm trying to make is that everybody is working for new clients. Everybody is working for new footfalls. Everybody is working in that area. But everybody is saying that word of mouth is getting me my business. It is my services and my quality which is attracting more business. But nobody is doing anything about it proactively. In today's world of technology, where you've got Facebook, Instagram, everybody is given Facebook and Instagram notes over there. You've got Facebooks and you've got Instagrams and you've got WhatsApp and you've got Telegram. You've got so many ways to reach out people. And we're not doing it. And that's where I'm saying that this is an area. I've spoken to almost all agencies, definitely all the good agencies in Baroda, almost all the big agencies in the whole of Gujarat, because I know them. I know a lot of them in Bombay and Delhi and Bangalore, the main cities, and I've spoken to them, and I find that nobody's working in this area. And therefore, I would very, very strongly recommend that you guys, the thought leaders over here and the RkC seniors over here, it is something that you need to use. Everybody knows advertising. Everybody knows communication of that particular area. Nobody is working in this area. And if you want to get clients and be happy clients who speak of you the way you want them to speak about, this is an area that needs to be looked at. I think it's about 10 minutes since I've started speaking. So I'll pause for a moment and ask for questions if there are any. If they're not, I'll go forward. Please unmute yourself and ask me a question, if any.
Sir, I do have one question.
Yes, please.
It's okay. Go ahead.
No, Chetan, please. You go. You go ahead, please.
Sir, once we personalize the services, let's say you're looking at personalizing the services. Now, let's say everybody is doing in somewhat manner depending on their businesses. And now if you look at other than the technology, how do you combine a service which is personalized in terms of as a person? You're getting my point, wherein you can use the technology to a certain point of extent, but people using so much of technology, they are overboarded with information. So would the human connect be useful in that, or how do you go about the human connection part of it?
So you know what is the problem over here? The problem over here is you say that people are bombarded with too much of forwards and information, and so therefore that is not appreciated. I accept that and agree with that. But you look at your own WhatsApp. There are groups and groups and groups where you don't do anything. You don't just scroll by. You don't just say everything is all red. But there is a few people in the group or few groups where you stop and you look. Why? Because it is something that group is specific niche about. For example, I have a group where it is only about investments. Friends of ours, groups have got together. We talk only about investments. And there are conversations going on and things about investments going on over there. There are certain groups where I like forwards or like the conversation of a one particular guy or girl, and I click on that because I see that is adding value to my life. So the objective is not forwards. The objective is that you have a niche, and in that particular niche, something that is helping me. If you are telling me about how to use my television better, I'm interested. If you are telling my wife how to clean her new refrigerator better so that it lasts better and doesn't smell, she's interested. If an ophthalmologist is telling all his patients how to take care of his eyes, people are interested. So are you sending information which is selling yourself? Not interested. I will come to you when I need it. Are you sending me information which is good for me? Interested. Are you sending me information which adds value to my knowledge, which gives me bragging points to talk to somebody? For example, doctor-patient relationship is extremely personal. It's one-to-one. But him sending a WhatsApp with a 30-second video saying how to take care of your eyes during this rainy season, not to get conjunctivitis, is something very important. Or how to take care of his father while he's got his cataract operations done. Very, very important. Or an orthopedic surgeon saying what to do and how to walk backwards, etc., so that your back is well. I mean, there are hordes and hordes of these things going on Instagram and Facebook. But what if my own doctor is giving this to me? He's going to be very, very happy, that particular client, and he will watch it because it is about me that I'm receiving things. It is not about you trying to sell anything. That is what I'm talking. The branding is at the back. That's how the branding is happening. I'm getting bragging rights, I'm getting knowledge, and I'm getting information to talk to other people. That is what is getting people to look at things. Does that answer your question, sir?
Yes, sir. To a certain extent, yes. But I was talking about the human factor also getting involved. I needed brownie points on that.
Yes, of course, there's nothing that can beat human factor. I mean, there is no doubt about it. Having said that, we all thought that we will never, ever ask for anything from Amazon because we like that human touch, but we are using it. Having said that, we all thought that we would like to go to a restaurant to eat because we like that particular human touch. But we are all ordering from. So by the time the next generation takes over, I am not very sure whether it's like information free consultation premium, human touch will become premium. So all other things are going to be consumed over here. Everything is going to get consumed over here, nowhere else, is what I think. And we should be the first movers for that.
Okay.
Yeah, Kailash bhai, you are going to be asking something, sir.
No, I don't have a question. I just wanted to appreciate and share a few of my learnings.
Please.
But
please,
which later on I will do that, sir. With your experience and training experience, I think it will add value. Please go ahead, take a minute or two and do that, then I'll carry on. I completely subscribe by what you say, sir. Customer service is the differentiating factor. And in this connection, especially, I would like to share one book by Ron Kaufman, Up Your Service. I mean, that's a fantastic book, and any person wishing to improve their customer service should, I would strongly recommend this book. And another book is Up Your Bottom Line by Bob Urichuk. And so these two books are something that I would definitely want people to get hold of and lead to improvements. That's all I wanted to share, sir. Thank you. Sir, having recommended, your examples are just superb. And I have noted what you've said as a trainer, what I should be doing. And anything more is welcome from you, sir. I am a lifelong learner and would continue to do that. Thank you very much.
So upping your service, upping the way you're going to improve your bottom line is now something that, I mean, people don't have the knowledge, and all books that needs to be read are very important, and they need to be read. There's no question about it. And you need to keep working on it. But the point is that everybody is doing it. So, and the point I'm trying to make is that what is it that you need to do other than that? Because when you go to a place and say, "Amari service is very good," you don't pay attention to that, because that's the bottom line. That's expected. Our quality is very good. Of course, it is expected to be good. I'm paying for it, so you better be good. I don't even want to look at it. What else are you doing? And that's where I am trying to make a point over here, that I have been consulting a few people in the area that I'm talking about, and I find that it's making a brilliant difference to the word of mouth, a positive difference. And there is not a business that I can think of where it is not possible to do. And one needs to definitely use the ecosystem of technology over here. Because having said everything, there is nothing that beats personal touch. Having said everything, there is nothing that comes one-to-one. There's no doubt about it. But how much can you reach? There is a limitation to be able to reaching out, because you've got to earn money by working and meet people. I mean, you've got to draw a line somewhere. And so therefore, using technology is something which is extremely important. Everybody is using it, but they're not using it in this particular area. So I'm recommending that you do that. That's what I'm saying. Use your content in such a way that it is welcomed by people. Don't use the content such that it is an intrusion. It is something that is valuable to your customers, which is what is important. They'll read it and they enjoy it. Your branding is there at the background, and it is helping, but that is improving your word of mouth. You need to strategize that. You need to work on it. I mean, since there are the number of people that over here who are there, I would like to say that I would request Chandramouli to share my number with all of you. And let me put it this way. Let us speak one-to-one to talk about your specific area for half an hour, okay? And I'd like to do that. My time, half an hour with each one of you, okay? You fix up a time, let's talk, and I will tell you what is it that you can do in your particular area and how it can be done. So if that is what helps, one-to-one consultation on what can help you to do what you're doing better by this particular way. I'd love to offer my help in that particular way, so that I can give you customized, specific information that can be done. So, okay. So that's a very, very important thing that I need to talk about, and I think I did. There were two things that we were interested in having a conversation with today. One was marketing strategies. So I thought that let me tell you about things that is not being done. Let me not talk about things which are being done already and how to improve it. Rather than that, let's talk about something that's not being done, which is something that needs to be done desperately by everybody. Huge scope. Nobody's doing it. Trust me, nobody's doing it. And if you do it well, it's going to work wonders for you. In fact, today, even if you do it badly, it will work wonders for you because nobody's doing it. That's number one. The other area, let's get to the one-to-one area that the gentleman asked about. The other area is one-to-one. There are a lot of issues that happen in communication or in negotiation or in transactions with our suppliers or vendors, with the people whom we are selling to, and anybody we are communicating with. Everybody talks about how to handle objections and what to do for objections, etc. And there's lots written about it and lots of it talked about, which can be surfed and found out on the internet. So I thought, let me talk about something which is not on the internet and which comes from a little bit of experience of mine. So there are three things. I mean, whether it is an idea that an architect is selling, or whether it is a product that a person like me or somebody else is selling. Let's look at it from the product perspective, can also be talked about in the idea perspective. But product will be easier to talk about. So let's talk about from a product perspective. What is it that a person is looking for when he or she is buying a product? They are saying that ये चीज खरीदने से मुझे कुछ फायदा होना चाहिए. They're looking for a benefit. So now everybody and their brother, sister, and the neighbor's dog is talking about the same thing, and that is, ये लेने से आपको ये फायदा होगा. So everybody is talking about benefits. Everybody knows that we need to speak about benefits. Then we need to understand what is benefits. And I found that a huge misunderstanding about what is benefits. So therefore, I thought that I want to talk about this particular thing. I hope that it adds value to whatever you already know. So there are three aspects to any product. The aspects are features, advantages, and benefits. These are the three aspects of any product. They have features, they have advantages, and benefits. All MBA faculties talk about this, which is known as fabbing. And that's about it. It ends there. Beyond that, unfortunately, nobody talks about anything about it. So what are features of a product? Features of a product is where the raw material has been bought from, who is manufacturing it, what is the brand name, what is the packaging, what is the cost, where it is being manufactured. You think about anything about the product, those are the features of the product. A to Z about the product is the features. Anything about that particular product from whatever perspective you look at is the features of the product. So what is the features of the product in another word? The features of a product on another word is the characteristics of a product. So what are we talking about when we're talking about features? Features, when we're talking about features, is the characteristics of a product. Mind you, when we understand features, when we understand advantages, and when we understand benefits, it's going to be a boom, number one. Number two, features, when we speak features, when we speak advantages, and when we speak benefits, the response of the other person is very, very specific. And it is always that. And research has proven that. So when you see the person you're talking to respond in a particular way, you automatically understand whether you're talking features, advantages, and benefits, and then what you should do about it. So it's very interesting to understand this. So you have features. What are features? Anything and everything about the product. Characteristics of a product, features. Two, what are advantages? Advantage का opposite होता है disadvantage. So advantage means superiority, disadvantage means inferiority. And therefore, advantage always means comparison. You can only show an advantage of a product if you're comparing it with something, even if it is your own product, even if it is another feature of a product. But advantage is always comparison. Undisputable, no questions about it. Features mane characteristics, advantage mane comparisons. Brilliant. Okay. So I've got features, I've got advantages. Now I want everybody to unmute because it's going to get very, very interesting. I want people to tell me, what do you think are benefits? Please understand, features means characteristics of a product. Anything and everything about the product. That is features. Advantage means comparison of a product. Anything and everything about the product is the characteristics. Any comparison is advantage. So characteristics is features, comparison is advantage. I'd like you to tell me if anybody can think and try out, because it's and trust me when I'm the reason I'm asking is that the wrong answers are as important as the right answers, because we need to know what it is not to know what it is also. So please give me wrong answers. Think about wrong answers and give me also. That's also perfectly fine. So tell me, what do you think are advantages of a product? Benefits of a product. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, Kailash, sir.
Yeah, I believe it is how I gain or what I will gain.
Okay. Anybody else?
Value that I derive out of the use of that product.
Okay, Hiren Bhai, are you telling me from the perspective of after having bought it?
Yes.
Okay, so you are right.
Or even when I am planning to buy it.
Okay, so then you are on the right track. Then you're on the right track, but that's not the right answer. But thanks for contributing that. Thanks for contributing that.
About value added.
The product should
Just a second. Somebody with Hiren Bhai is talking. Just a second. Somebody with Hiren Bhai is saying something. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Shreya. I am his daughter.
Yeah.
I was just listening. I was eavesdropping. And are you talking about value-added approach when it comes to marketing strategies?
Okay. Now, what do you mean value added?
You were talking about some sort of human touch. when it comes
No,
to
no. So when you're talking about value added, does that means that if this is something, but now you're adding something?
right?
Is that what you're talking about? Now,
Yes.
if you're doing that, it's a comparison.
Mhm.
And if
That's
it's a
it.
comparison, it is an advantage. So therefore, value addition is not the benefit.
Okay. All
You
right.
get my point? If you're
Yeah.
giving this, but you're adding something, that means you're saying, "Oh, I'm giving you this much, but I'm giving you more." When you're saying more, that means you're comparing with something. So therefore, it is not a benefit, it is an advantage.
Right. Okay.
Oh, but I like the way you're thinking. Continue thinking like this, Shreya. Yeah. Yes, sir. Kailash, you were saying something.
Well, I was just thinking that, what could be like trying to understand the customer life cycle. So before even I have purchased or I've bought something, and then when I come in touch with the company, and even if I'm leaving the company, okay, so ultimately how I gain from my association with the company.
You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I just wanted some more specific answers in terms of a
Sir,
definition of benefits.
hello. So,
Yes,
Ashok
sir.
bhai, you wanted to contribute something?
myself, Ashok Patel from Ahmedabad. Sir,
Yes, yes, sir.
the last one you are saying, it is that it gives me mental peace and satisfaction. So after buying the product, and I feel relaxed, that I'm on the right track and I got the good product which I need.
So, Ashok bhai, તમે જે કહો છો, you're talking about from the perspective of after having bought the product, and you're right.
Right.
You're talking
Right.
about
Okay.
satisfaction and you're
Right.
feeling happy. So you're talking about after having bought the product, right? So you're right over there. When you're talking about benefit after having the product, you are right in what you're saying. The perspective that we are talking about is before having brought the product, when the negotiation are still going on.
So
Okay,
that time
and
I need to think, will it give me satisfaction?
okay. So now again, you are the customer, I am the seller. I'm
Right.
talking from the seller's point of view as to what is benefit. So features are anything and everything about the product. Advantage is comparison of the product, and benefit. So benefit is what? So okay, you're using the word satisfaction. Agreed with it. Give me more. Tell me more. Explain it to me in 4 or 5 sentences, not just one word. Anybody
My
else?
specifics. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
You're on the right track, sir. Probably absolutely right. But anybody else would like to add?
One thing I picked up from your speech, and that definitely is a benefit, if I'm not wrong. Bragging rights.
So when we are negotiating, bragging rights is not so important. When we are talking about communication, I mean, they're important because we want to have testimonial. Everybody, 2 presentations made today, both of them had testimonials, very important thing. So that is very important. But when we are negotiating, it is more about benefits than bragging rights. Than testimonials. So therefore, benefits is slightly different, and that is what needs to be understood. It's very important. Yes, Shreya is probably wanting to say something.
Yeah. Actually, I have done this in my master's degree. We were talking in this subject called negotiation and communication. We spoke about this. The other person also needs to know that they're winning with something.
Okay, so you're talking about win-win with things, and there is
Right.
no dispute about that. And there's no dispute. So everybody should be a winner. The problem is in real life, it generally doesn't happen. Somebody is a loser and somebody is a winner.
But you have to
But theoretically, you're right.
Yeah, but practically you have to make them feel that they're winning, right?
Yes, agreed. There's no disputes
Animesh
about
bhai,
that.
would I
Yes, sir.
then say that benefits are the problems or the advantages that a product or
Benefits
the
are not
ease
advantage, that's for sure.
so the ease of life that the product does for me.
That's
Right?
a
So
feature
the
of a
problem
product.
it solves
That's a feature
for
of
me.
a product.
Okay.
Yes, that could be it. If there's
The
nobody else
problem
saying
it
anything,
solves.
I want to.
Sir, is it connected to experience?
Maybe not. Maybe not. I think it's time for me
Okay.
to tell what it is now.
Yeah.
So
Please,
let me
please.
try and explain. What are features? Characteristics of a product. Anything and everything about product. What are advantages? When it's a comparison to any product. Anything else, whether it's another feature or not. So that's different. What are benefits? Benefits is what is my explicit need. Whatever is my explicit need is the benefit to me. What I need is the benefit for me. So if I am looking for peace of mind and that product is giving it to me, it's a benefit to me. Though it is a feature, but if that's what I'm looking for. For example, I have this phone. In this phone, I have good hard drive, I've got good speed, I've got a good camera. Shreya wants a camera, it's a benefit for her. I need speed, that's a benefit to me. Kailash Bhai wants good hard drive because he wants to store his PowerPoint presentations there. So that's the benefit to him. So everybody has different, so it is unique, it is not the same. So now the point is that if it is unique, if I tell you that this is the benefit to you, what am I saying? I'm not saying benefits, I'm giving a feature. So is it possible to tell a benefit? It is not possible to tell a benefit until and unless you find out what is the benefit. Do you get my point? Until and unless you find out what is the benefit, it is not possible to tell a benefit. Yes, Chandramouli, you wanted to ask something? You've raised your hand? No,
Yes.
Kailash Bhai? Yeah,
No,
okay,
so,
Chandramouli, go ahead.
I wanted to
Sorry.
check with you, right? So when you say benefits, especially when you are in the consultation space, right? You tend to spend time with your potential customers to try and discover what is it that they are looking for, right? And is that when you start realizing what the benefit is and then communicating the benefit to them?
So you're right, absolutely right. But the problem in what you're saying, Chandramouli, is that if they tell you three things that you don't have available to offer, then you don't have any, you can't, you just have to say, sorry, I can't do this. If there is that is the issue, then you should say it. But you don't want that to happen with your clients. So therefore, you need to uncover the benefits. Therefore, you need to ask questions in such a way that they want what you are offering. So therefore, it is important to ask the right kind of questions to uncover. Kailash Bhai, you wanted to ask something?
Yeah, I was saying just as you said, that benefits are explicit needs, right? Which in our system-related language we say that is specifications or specified. All right, but there is something like implied needs that which is not specified by the customer, but that which we have to find out. So it's like convenience or something, that we could provide or something.
You're
that
you're absolutely right. So when you're talking about benefits, there are levels of benefits. There is something which is explicit that they need desperately, you need to address that. Then you've got something which is implied that you need to address that as well. Something which is not implied but simmering in the bottom, that also need to take care of. There's no doubt about it. So all different kinds of needs need to be addressed. But when I'm talking about understanding this concept of benefit, I thought it's important to explain it from the explicit point of view. So therefore, I'm saying that. Yes, Puneet Bhai. Puneet Bhai, you've raised your hand and you've got to unmute yourself before you speak. Okay, so I said that I will explain the response of people from features, advantages, and benefits. It's very simple. It's so simple. This is research. This is not Animesh Bhatt saying I've experienced this, but it's researched information that I'm giving you. Whenever you speak too many features, what is the response? You've probably all experienced this knock on the door. You open the door. There's this person standing with a book in their hand and saying door-to-door salesman coming and saying, this particular book has got this, blah, 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 blah. I am selling it to you at 150 rupees today. Day after tomorrow, it is going to be formally launched at 450 rupees or 750 rupees. So what is he saying? If he comes for a handkerchief, cotton, phalana, dhimka, ye, wo, phalana, so much, 1 week later, just now only this much. Whenever you talk too many features, the response of the person whom you're talking to is going to be, how much does it cost? If it costs way less than the average price, then I'm interested. Okay, I'll buy the book, I may gift it to somebody. So whenever too early in a communication, if you start finding people asking you the price, I'm talking this whole thing from a perspective of a product, so therefore I'm talking about price. Ideas could be different. If they're asking for price, that means you talk too many features. And unless and until your price is very less, it's going to fail, it's going to bomb. So therefore, never talk features. Okay, so then talk what? Advantages? Advantages got another set of problems. Human beings have got a habit of communicating. They need to desperately talk to people. And to talk to people, if I speak a particular point of view, you have to say the other point of view. If I say that 100 grams is not too much for a wrestler, and she should be allowed to fight, if you say yes, there is no conversation. But you have to tell me, okay, no, rules are rules. We need to have a cutoff boundary at particular time. So if they've kept that particular, there's nothing wrong with it. Then we will have a discussion. Otherwise, there is no communication. So generally speaking, human beings have desperate need to communicate. So therefore, if you take one side, okay, this is better than this, or this is superior than this, or this is how it is, and I think this is better, the other person will take the opposite side, and therefore now you are on opposite sides. When you are on opposite sides, remember one thing. When you are walking away, you will say that, oh, that guy was not wrong, but I was more right. The other person is also thinking the same thing, that that guy was not wrong, but I was more right. So therefore, you will believe what you say. You will not believe what the other person says. So therefore, getting into that kind of a conflict situation is never right. So never talk advantages or superiority. Absolutely not the right thing to do. If you do that, you are in big trouble. Okay? So now what? How do you go about benefits? What do you do? Since I've got Shreya, a young lady over here, I'm going to do a small experiment, which I thought I was not going to do, but I will do it anyways. Shreya, I have taken you up as a volunteer who is going to answer a few questions of mine.
Sir,
Okay.
yes.
So I have written something over here right now,
Okay.
and I'm going to put it away. And for everybody's benefit, I'm meeting Shreya for the first time and meeting her dad, Hiren Bhai, for the first time.
Yep.
Okay. So Shreya, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I want you to answer them. And I'm going to keep my hands like this so that everybody knows that my hands are over here all the time. Okay. Shreya, do you know how to play cards? Patta ramta avde se?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So tell me, how many cards in a pack?
52.
52 cards, right? And not counting the jokers, there are 52 cards. Can you tell me how many kinds of cards there are? 4 kinds of cards?
Four colors, yes.
4 colors. You know, what are those 4 colors? Kadi, charkat, lal, falli.
Yes.
Okay, so if we say it in English, there's hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs.
Yes.
Hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs, right? So we've got hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs. So out of hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs, Shreya, can you tell me any 2?
Spades and hearts.
Okay, so you've got spades and hearts. You've got spades and hearts. So out of spades and hearts, can you tell me 1?
Hearts.
Hearts. So hearts has got how many cards, Shreya?
12.
13.
13.
13 cards, right? So 13, 1, if ekka ne apne 1 kahiye, so 1 to 10, Jack, Queen, King, right? So 1 to 10, Jack, Queen, King. So out of 1 to 10, Jack, Queen, King, can you tell me 6?
Jack, Queen, King, 1, 2, 3.
So 1, 2, 3, Jack, Queen, King. 1, 2, 3, Jack, Queen, King. So out of 1, 2, 3, Jack, Queen, King, can you tell me any 3?
1, 2, 3.
Which are the other ones?
Jack, Queen, King.
Jack, Queen, King. So out of Jack, Queen, King, can you tell me any 2?
Queen and King.
Queen and King. Okay, first class. So out of Queen and King, can you tell me 1?
King.
King, first class. Shreya, I want to ask you a few questions again. Do you feel pressurized?
Right now?
Yes.
Slightly.
Okay, just because I'm asking you questions, or you're feeling threatened?
Yeah. No, the
Not feeling
questions
threatened.
were too rapid.
Okay, the questions were too rapid. Okay, fair enough. Other than that, do you think I'm putting a gun in your head to give me specific answers?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So now I'm putting my hand down and picking up this particular paper and showing you what was written over there. Can you see it?
Yes.
Wow.
King of Hearts? Yes. So this is what you selected, right? Now,
Absolutely.
this is the way to ask questions to derive benefits, is the point I'm saying. Kailash bhai, I'm going to take you as another. Let's go ahead with Shreya again. So just for everybody's understanding, let's do this again with this paper in front. How many cards, Shreya, in a pack? 52. Okay, very good. And how many kinds?
4.
What are the 4 kinds?
Spades, hearts, clubs, and diamonds.
Spades, hearts, clubs, and diamonds. Out of spades, hearts, clubs, and diamonds, tell me any 2.
Diamonds and clubs.
Very good. Diamonds and clubs. Which are the other 2?
Spades and hearts.
Okay. Out of spades and hearts, tell me 1.
Spades.
Which is the other one?
Hearts.
Hearts has
I
got
see
13 cards.
I see that.
No, I think everybody's got it. If anybody has not got it, you can call me up and I will explain how this is done. But the point is that Shreya thought that she selected the card, but it was actually I who selected the card. I asked the questions in such a way that Shreya came to the conclusion that King of Hearts, and I said, wow. In negotiation or in transaction, when you're talking about benefits, if I want you to derive a benefit or come to a conclusion of a benefit, I need to ask you questions in such a way that you give me the answer that I want. And therefore, once you select that, I said, wow, this is perfect. And that's the time when I ask you, but why do you want this particular thing? Now you tell me why you want it. I don't. And then I ask you, why don't you? What would happen if you don't have it? Then you tell me why, what would happen if you don't have it? And therefore you think that it is your need and therefore you buy it. I don't need to get into a negotiation at all.
Hence the win-win.
That's the win-win.
That's the win-win.
What I'm saying is that what is the best way to handle conflict management? The best way to handle conflict management is not have conflicts. That's the ultimate, the best way. I mean, if you have, you handle it. But everybody's teaching how to handle conflicts. That means how have conflicts and then handle it. What I'm saying is, why have conflicts? What do you do to not have conflicts? Now, everybody's talking about negotiating. So I say, why do you need to negotiate? If you don't have the problem of negotiation, you don't need to negotiate. So how do you do that? You do that by giving the person what they want. So therefore, you don't have a situation of negotiation. But it all comes down to the price eventually. When does it come down to price in the negotiation? Okay, eventually they say, okay, yes, we agree with everything that I need, you have it. But this price is too much, I cannot buy it. Now, if the person cannot afford it, there's nothing that you can do. But there's another psychology that I would like you to tell you about, which works brilliantly. And it is the ultimate thing, and it's a fact. Every human being does anything and everything for two reasons: to be happy and to avoid pain. Nothing else. To be happy and to avoid pain. So what do? If you say that you want King of Hearts, I say, why do you want King of Hearts? So now you have selected King of Hearts, so you will have to tell me the reasons why you want King of Hearts. I said, okay, so if King of Hearts, you get it, how does it good for you? Now you will tell me how it is good for you. Happiness, 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 happiness being talked about. And then I say, okay, so if you don't have King of Hearts, what's the problem? Now pain, 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 you're telling me. What else? So you keep increasing the pain for not having it and increasing the happiness for having it. And then a person pays a lakh of rupees for a phone, which is the same things available for 10,000 rupees. I'll give you an example. A couple in love want to get married. When will they commit suicide? They will commit suicide when with each other there is a lot of happiness and without each other there is a lot of pain. Then they will commit suicide. If you're not there, तो चलेगा, no suicide. तुम्हारे साथ रहने से बहुत खुशी मिलेगी, पर नहीं रहने से दुख नहीं मिलेगा, no suicide. तुम्हारे बिना दुख होगा, मगर इतना सुख नहीं होगा, no suicide. Suicide, तुम्हारे साथ रहने से सुख मिलेगा, तुम्हारे बिना दुख होगा, suicide. You get my point? Then it becomes a desperate situation. Otherwise, there's no desperation. So in your client's mind, what is it that you need to do? You need to establish that with that particular features of yours that you are giving, that you are providing, that he needs, which he has said, if that happens, he's willing to pay the price for it. He will negotiate because all Gujaratis negotiate and everybody needs to negotiate. But he will not be able to negotiate as much as he would have otherwise. The point I'm trying to make is, rather than learning how to negotiate, what I'm trying to suggest is get into a situation where negotiation is not required. Rather than learning how to handle objections, I'm saying get into a situation where objection is not required. There is no need to handle objections. Rather than saying that I need more footfalls, and I'm saying that why don't you ensure that your existing clients are getting you all the business that you need? And how are you going to service them? How are you going to motivate them? What are you going to do proactively with them so that they want to come back to you and they want to tell 10 people that please go to this guy. I'm very happy you should go. What are you doing proactively for that is the point that I'm trying to make over here. I am really not very sure how much this adds value to all of you. I hope it does. And if anybody, as I said, needs a one-to-one on this, 30 minutes, I promise, and we can do that from Tuesday onwards. Till Monday, I'm busy. So Tuesday onwards, we can do that. Chandramouli can help people to have my number and they can contact me and then we can do the needful. The people who are here on this particular Zoom call. And I'm, of course, available. Sorry?
Am I allowed?
Yes, sure. You happen to be Hiren Bhai. Everybody was participating over here. So let more people come to participate and you are allowed. So 30 minutes for sure. Come prepared with questions.
Animesh Bhai, since you have explained it in terms of a product, let's go in terms of a service, because this many of us here are also into service business or an idea business, as you would call it. So
tell me the service you are in.
I'm into real estate.
So that's a product. I mean, that's not a service. But can somebody tell me a service that they're talking about? For example, Kailash Bhai over here is in a service. Okay, so he is absolutely in a service industry where there's no concrete product that is being given over here. Okay, so how does I'm doing it out of my head instantly. So I've given it no thought at all. So, but I'm trying it anyways, since Hiren Bhai is suggesting. Now, what would I do apart from giving the testimonials, which will help the other people feel that if he's gone, these kind of organizations have taken his services, that means I can also take. So that's a brilliant thing. Testimonials that are there. He can, the written testimonials, the company's name, all that brilliant. Apart from that, for example, if he's talking about thought leaders, that he wants to talk about the top line people and you want to train them on how to think better. Okay. What would I do? I would talk to the concerned people and say that how important it is for your top management to be able to think innovatively. Probably that's not the first direct questions I would ask. I would build over it and go to that particular thing. Then say that if you want to build your muscles, do you need to go to the gym? Yes. If you want to become better at your lung capacity, do you need to do pranayam? Well, yes. If you want to become flexible, do you need to do yoga? Yes. But then if you need to become a good thinking person, don't you think there are exercises that are needed that are there? I said, yes, there are needed. Okay, why do you think these kind of exercises are required? Now he will tell me as to what are the kind of exercises that are required. What would happen if these exercises are not done with your people routinely? So then he will tell me if these exercises. Now, would you like to leave that to chance that they're doing it? Or for your organization, does it make sense to ensure that it is being done on a regular basis? How would you like it? Now, you know what? You're making that guy think about what would the good things happen if this was done and the bad things that would happen to the organization. Now I need to give that HR guy probably the benefit for him. I said, if you were to do this particular exercise, these guys who are the thought leaders, who are some of them senior to you, if you were to deliver something like that, get a person like this to talk to them, and if they are impressed, does that indirectly mean that they're impressed with you because you are getting the right people in front of them? Isn't that also now? Not only am I talking about the benefits to the top leaders, but I'm also talking to the benefit to the guy who's buying it from you, because it needs to show some benefits to him as well. I am not asking questions right now. Mind you, I'm directly stating facts. As a service provider and as a person who needs to ask questions, you need to ask questions for him to conclude this. Okay? So that's what we need to do. I mean, maybe if we can sit for a longer period of time, we can identify a process on what kind of questions can be asked, depending on the company, dependent on the individual, etc. Does that, I mean, since it was Kailash Bhai's situation service that you're talking about, does that make sense, sir?
Absolutely, Animesh bhai. This is so basically from what I am deriving out of this is asking the right kind of questions to generate to show the buyer the kind of happiness he derives out of it and the kind of pain he avoids out of it.
Absolutely, yes. And please understand one thing. There was a time when we were young that anybody who had the answers were considered brilliant. Today, everybody has got this and they've got Google on it. Answers is not intelligence. It is questions which is intelligence. If you can ask the right questions, you're way better than if you have the right answers. So focus on asking the right questions. And to ask the right questions, you need to have knowledge. If you did not know the 52 cards, you couldn't have asked the right questions. So Shreya, knowledge is brilliantly and terribly important. So if you don't have the knowledge, you can't ask the questions. So therefore, questions are what is important. But yes, you've got it right, Hirenbhai. Absolutely bang on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Animesh bhai. Very, very enlightening and very entertaining.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Animesh bhai. Thank you.
Now I understand what is a storyteller.
Oh, okay. Yes, Ashok bhai wanted to ask something.
Yeah, Punit bhai, you raised your hand. Did you have a question?
No, what I had was, you try and make your USP as his requirement. That is where you portray it. That is what I understand.
Exactly. No question. Perfect. You got a nail on the head, head on the nail, or whatever, whichever way it works. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
True. Absolutely true. So you need to have those kind of statements, so therefore, what is the understanding? Your understanding is that you need to have the list of your USPs and you need to have the list of your competition's USPs. So if there are things that you have, the competition doesn't have. The competition has that you don't have. And there are things that both of you have. Now, if your client wants the things that you have, which means that the competition doesn't have it, and since I can make you choose King of Hearts, that means I can make you not choose the 51 other cards. He does not want what the competition has and you don't have. You got it.
It's the way you take him to that conclusion that your USPs are the thing that he's looking for.
No. You are 100% right. But if I were to rephrase it, ensure that he comes to that conclusion by you asking the right kind of questions, not by you stating it. If you're stating it, two things could happen.
We have to navigate him there.
Yes, you've got to navigate him there. Either you will start giving features of yours, or you will try to start saying that I am superior to him because I have this what do you call USPs.
No, you don't have to sell yourself.
That is a comparison.
Yeah, you don't have to sell yourself. You will have to make him take that, make that conclusion.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, if we were to conclude right now, there are two things that we've discussed today. One of them is that what do you do to ensure that your word of mouth is exaggerated and the people who are desperately wanting to talk about you because you're giving them bragging rights? How do you empower them and make them more intelligent? That's one area that you need to work on, and you take the help of technology to do that, the right word, the right designing to send messages with your branding on it. That's one area that you desperately need to do. I'm talking about that as a marketing strategy, which is very, very important, which nobody is doing, unfortunately, or fortunately for us. That's one area of communication. The other area of communication, that when you are selling or when you are talking to people, how do you go about talking to them such that they want what you are there to offer, and therefore the negotiation is always more favorable in your side than it is on the other person's side. Those are the two things that we've talked about. And if there are any further questions, I don't know whether Chandramouli will tell me whether it's time or not. I don't know. I forget
think we can take
what was the
maybe
time.
a question or two if there are still. Otherwise, Animesh bhai, you have been very kind enough to offer personal consultation with the folks who are on the session today, right? And I would like to stress that it is only for the folks who are on the session today.
Yes.
Not for everybody else who's listening to the YouTube. Okay.
So like I've offered you, Chandramouli, that you please share my number with the people who are over here. I would request you to share their numbers with me so that when I save it, I know that the people over here are calling me or,
Yes.
or
So,
speaking to me on
one
WhatsApp or
question.
something.
Sorry
Yes,
to
sir.
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. One question. I'm into the service industry, like insurance,
Yeah.
right? So, in that case, the service part is more important, right? So, how can we
Okay.
improve that?
So tell me what do you mean by service party is more important? Please, શું કહેવા માંગો છો?
Servicing my clients in insurance after they have taken the product. How do I improve my service part? Servicing the clients.
Okay, so like you were saying that when I'm saying that a doctor can do this, you are asking me how can an insurance agent be able to do the same thing? Is your suggestion?
Exactly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So first and foremost, I need to first compliment all insurance agents, okay? Because they know exactly how to sell. They
Thank
are
you.
selling pain. તમે खुश છો, तुम खुश हो, तुम सुखी हो, brilliant. आपके बाद क्या? Do you understand that pain that they're
Yes.
selling for the rest of your family? That is a brilliant thing that they do. You know
Thank
that
you.
you. I don't know whether that's good or bad, but okay. but yes, that's a brilliant thing that you're doing. May I have your name, sir?
Ashok Patel, sir, from
Ashok
Ahmedabad.
bhai. Ashok bhai, since this is specific to a particular industry, I would suggest that we do this one-to-one. Let me give it a thought because I don't know offhand what can be done. But I know
Okay,
for
thank
sure that there is on and all kinds of industry, everything can be done. For example, in an insurance, this thing, if you are, when you are selling death, that if they die, what? Then when they're alive, you could probably talk about how to ensure that your health is good.
Right, right.
Okay,
Thank
because
you.
though you are saying that I do not want you to die, but everybody is going to die. But when you die, what about your family? Then you can sell to the rest of the family and to that person that are you going to the gym regularly? Are you getting your medical tests properly done? Are you doing all of those things? Because I want you to remain healthy. I've sold you insurance, but I don't want you to die. You know, so that you are expressing emotions. This is just on top of my head. I'm saying something. If you have different areas that you know, maybe you can tie up with gyms or yoga centers and send them that, look, go give my reference, they'll give you a 10% off.
Right.
So,
Thank you,
Animesh
sir.
bhai, to kind of try and fit what you just taught us, right, with Ashok bhai's question, given that I have some, understanding of the insurance industry, okay, I'm going to attempt it, and you be the judge, Animesh bhai, right, whether I am doing it right. Okay. So insurances are life insurance, right? You have your health insurances, your vehicle insurances, you have your company insurances and all of that. For something like life, I think post sales kind of connects, right, or marketing that can happen is life insurances allow you to take loans, right, for events. Life insurances allow you to use them as collateral for your business and things like that, right? So those kind of small nuggets of information can be provided over
With a
time.
lot of people may not know. Yes.
Exactly, right? Or in health, right? I will kind of build on the example of the ophthalmologist that you used, right? That before the rainy season, a health insurance agent can send out a small clip that says, in the rainy season, this is what you can do to keep healthy, and therefore you can avail of the no claim bonus by not claiming anything on the insurance.
I want to give you an example. My car insurance people, I've got something due on the end of September. In July, they called me up and said, "Sir, your insurance is due on September." I said, "Yeah, thank you. You always call me. I'm very happy about it." He said, "No, sir, that's not what I've called you right now. Do you have any issues with the car which probably we can get repaired and claim the insurance? I would like to help you with that." I was very thrilled that he's telling me to claim insurance. I said, "No, but I don't have a problem with the car." He said, "Brilliant, sir. Thank you very much. But if you have, remember me, call me up. We will help you to settle it so that your car becomes in tip-top condition." Now, that's a brilliant move. I was impressed. I was impressed with that guy. Small thing, but it helped. But yes, Chandramouli, you're perfectly right. That's exactly what you do. I mean, the same ophthalmologist thing can be done by a health insurance guy as well. Perfect. Yes. Yes, Kailash bhai, you wanted to add?
No, yeah, just what Chandramouli just said, no, that you can get loans against LIC policies Now, this was something I was totally unaware. And one of my
There you go.
near friend, he one day told me, and I now consider him to be, my savior, frankly speaking. And it's a real benefit, which people are unaware of.
And
So
now, Kailash bhai, you've got bragging rights to tell people you've got insurance policy. You can take now, like that friend of yours has become your savior. You can become a savior to so many people. So this is the
I have
kind
done
of
that.
information that needs to be spread so that people
Yes.
call you a savior and they get bragging rights. Now, imagine an architect suddenly telling some small thing about that particular thing, repeating it after 1 year to that guy, and he says, "Oh, I never thought about this." Now, suddenly, everybody who comes, he tells that, "Look, my architect thought about this, and that's the reason it was done like this, and we feel so much better now that we've lived over here," which over a period of time he could have forgotten, and then suddenly he's got bragging rights and he talks about his architect. So we need to give these small nuggets of information over a period of time to people so that it helps.
So, Animesh bhai, can I take 1 minute? Thank you.
Please.
Yeah, so you have so nicely you have talked about the services and that all. So I am in the service industry, as well as we have clients who buy products from various agencies and that all. So directly linked. So I'm going to get back to you after Tuesday, you said, right?
Yes.
So many things you have. So what we do with our clients is we do get feedbacks, and that is post occupancy, and we try and improve things whatever is to be required on the site. But generally, a lot of things are this information which clients have, and they try and try to take a route from architect and try and do what they want. Ultimately, we try and tell them that certain things are not okay for this, and then they realize after that you had said and we did this, and so we get these kind of feedback.
So, I mean, as a service industry, you are very polite, and everybody said it in the very beginning that you're soft spoken and a gentleman and very polite, and you speak in a particular way. I am not so polite usually. So when as a consultant, when I'm talking to somebody about marketing and communication, and if somebody says, "I'm kariye to, I'm kariye to, falanu kariye to, what if we do it this way? What if we do it this way?" I said, yes, all discussions are welcome, but please remember one thing: કૂતરો રાખ્યો છે તો ભસવા દેજો. કે કૂતરાને એર કન્ડિશન રૂમમાં રાખીને તમે ભસ કરશો તો કંઈ નહીં થાય. So if you giving me an opportunity to do something, I am the expert. I will consult you, I will talk to you, we will discuss, and we will come to a conclusion. But if you want to do anything and everything your way, then why are you wasting your money with me? So it has worked for me. Some clients do need to be told, that, look, I'm the expert. You do your job. Let me do mine. Let's discuss things. What are your requirements? And let me fulfill that to the best of your ability with discussions with you. I'm not saying I'm going to do things with your money the way I like it, but with discussions. But please appreciate the fact that I'm the expert, not you.
So it's their space, and we always want to,
you have a tough one, I agree.
Yeah, so things are pretty on the paper earlier because a lot of things happened, but at the end, it is only, it happens 10% of the areas are certain that they are very adamant about, and it happens, and we can't do about it because
I understand.
when we are dealing with 5,000 square feet, 10,000 square feet, and personal spaces, they want certain things. So we have to, adopt to whatever they say.
Yes, you have
and
to.
Then we have to make them, then they realize after some time that,
So the point is that once it is done, it is done. Forget about it. Then afterwards, what is it that you can do to make them continue to feel good about it? is what I'm talking about. Yes.
Great. I think I would like to thank Animesh Bhai for spending so much time with us today, right? And the session was brilliant. I saw a lot of engagement from everybody, right? It's good to see, even the younger folks joining in, right? So Hiren Bhai, thanks for bringing Shreya in on this. Okay. Personally, I have learned a lot from today, right? And there is the best things I can think of, right, that I have learned. Is instead of selling, right, or instead of trying to convince the other person that they are in need of something that we are giving them, it's always better to let them come to us with their happiness and their pain, right? And therefore, make the sell easy for us, right, as such. And the best art of peace is avoiding war. And I think the same thing you have also mentioned, that avoid conflicts, avoid negotiation. And you have given some very real, very practical advice on how we can avoid conflicts, how we can convert conflicts and negotiations into constructive conversations, right? So again, thank you so much for taking out time today and spending time answering the questions of our members. It was a pleasure having you here. Thank you, Animesh Bhai.
Thank you very much, everybody. It was a pleasure to be here. Chandramouli, I'm honored that you invited me, saw me fit enough to talk to such a group of people. My pleasure, absolutely. Thank you very much. And if I was being able to help and add value, I am blessed.
Thank you, Animesh Bhai.
Thank you, Hiren Bhai. Thank you very much. We'll call it a day. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The recording has stopped.
Thank you, Kailash Bhai. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kunal. And thank you, Chandramouli, for thinking of Animesh. But I think it was you who thought about Animesh.
Yes.
And fantastic presentation, a very lively engagement. And thanks to all the members who were present. Gentlemen, now the task that I'm going to ask of you. Kunal?
Yes.
Where is Pradeep Popat here? Where is Prashant Popat, Pradeep Popat? They are not members of this organization.
Okay, so Prashant, he's in Ahmedabad. He's a